I found this book in a free book bin. It was published in the late 1940s. You can see it's kind of falling apart. Oops. And I thought it'd be fun to make some shorts on just the different origins of phrases that we still use to this day. Some of them, not so much. The first expression in this book is "in a blue funk." It would be interesting if, through family records, I could bring an unsuspected source into view which would explain why this expression means "in a state of dire panic," or from another record determine why a stooge for an auctioneer, one who makes fictitious bids to stimulate higher bids, is called a Peter Funk. But alas, no such records are known. An actual Peter Funk, who thus served an auctioneer, may have lived in some part of the United States, but the unusually full record of the American family from 1710 to 1900 has no mention of such an individual. The English phrase "in a funk" was Oxford slang back in the middle of the 18th century, and seems to have been borrowed from a Flemish phrase "in de funk zijn." I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, which also meant in a state of panic, but no one has been able to figure out why the Flemish funk meant panic. Perhaps some ancestor for the early American branch spelled the name Funk, and came from lands bordering the Flemings, may have lived in such panic that his name, slightly misspelled, became a synonym for great fear. No one can say. Blue was inserted into the phrase about 100 years after the Oxford adoption. The adjective had long been used to mean extreme, and its addition merely intensified the state of panic ascribed to the phrase. Incidentally, the first literary mention of the mythical Peter Funk is in the book by Asa Green, The Perils of Pearl Street, published in 1834. The book is a humorous narrative of mercantile life in New York City, and obviously the author invented the names of most of the characters he describes. Possibly this name was also invented, though the author says that Peter Funk was a name similar to generations of merchants. And there's a picture of the frightened guy, so scared that his knees are jiggling and twitching and knocking together.